As we all know, cancer is one of the most dreadful disease and the number of deaths due to cancer is increased nowadays. Detection plays a crucial role in saving the life of the cancer patients and also helpful before it spreads to other organs in the body. So what are the various methods used to detect the presence of cancer? So different methods are used to detect the presence of cancer. First is biopsy, second radiographic techniques, magnetic resonance imaging, PET scan, molecular biology techniques, laboratory test, bone marrow test and CA specific antigens. So first we'll see what is biopsy. Biopsy means removal of piece of tissue from a living body. So if suppose this is the growth, if suppose a person has growth in the neck, so biopsy, we remove a piece of tissue from the growth and we'll look it under the microscope. Under microscope, we'll see whether it is a normal cell or it is a diseased cell. If it is a diseased cell, we'll look for the characteristics which will be present in a cancerous cell. So histopathological studies of the tissue. Histopathology, pathology means diseased condition and histo means tissue. So diseased condition of the tissue, whether the tissue shows any condition which satisfies the presence of cancer. And second is the radiographic technique. So first is biopsy, that is removal of piece of tissue and studying the tissue under the microscope to see whether there is any sign which is indicative of cancer. And second is the radiographic techniques. Under radiographic techniques, you have X-rays, computer tomography and magnetic resonance imaging. X-rays and computer tomography, both of these uses ionizing radiations. That is, both of these uses ionizing radiations. They use X-rays. So, X-rays are two-dimensional. It produces image of two-dimensional type. Whereas computer tomography produces a three-dimensional image. Three-dimensional image meaning if suppose this is a loaf of bread, okay, bread as a whole, if you look at all these sides, it may look normal, but can you tell me whether it will be good in the center or not? We may not know. So if you put it into slices like this, okay, now you can see each slices clearly and we can say whether it is good or not. Same way, if you take lungs, okay, what they do in computer tomography is they put it into slices or sections, okay, so the thin sections or the slices of the tissues can be seen very clearly. You can get the image of the lung in all three planes. So computer tomography produces a three-dimensional image which is very helpful in detecting the presence of cancer. So all three planes of the organs can be viewed very clearly. Next is the magnetic resonance imaging. This is very useful in detection of soft tissue diseases. Okay, so if it is a brain cancer, then magnetic resonance imaging will be very helpful than computer tomography. This one produces a very detailed image of the tissues. This one uses non-ionizing radiations. Okay, this is a non-ionizing radiation. It uses strong magnetic fields. Positron emission tomography. And next one is the molecular biology techniques. These molecular biology techniques, they uses macromolecules like DNA, proteins which are present in the cells. So molecular biology techniques are very helpful in finding the susceptibility of the person to cancer. So susceptibility means the likelihood of developing, by studying the gene of the particular person, you can say whether the person may develop a cancer or not. Has family history of cancer, if his genes show susceptibility to cancer, he can use some preventive measures, like if he is more susceptible to develop lung cancer, then he should avoid smoking. So molecular biology techniques are very helpful in finding out the susceptibility of the person to develop a cancer. Next is the lab test. Lab tests are also useful in cancer. So take a piece of tissue from the bone marrow, same way they will study it under the microscope, then increased WBC count shows the presence of leukemia. Next you have CA specific antigens, that is cancer specific antigens. These are antigens means proteins. Okay, normally these proteins will not be present, but in the case of cancerous cell present in the body, these cancerous cell will produce a particular proteins